Hello, YouTube. Coping skills here. I'm a licensed mental health counselor in Florida, and one of my clients had mentioned an artist named Rin in a session. She said that Rin really was influential and helped her relate and feel better, and really recommended that I should check him out. I've never done reaction videos before. I've seen them, but she had mentioned that she would be really interested in watching my reaction. So I'm making this really for my client, but also as a space to uh, give my opinion and reaction as it happens. I'm a gamer, so I recently started streaming and making YouTube videos in the space of wanting to bring awareness to mental health concerns in the gamer space. And during my live streams while I'm gaming, I give free mental health advice for what it's worth. So if you're interested, please check out one of my streams on Twitch or one of the videos on my channel here on YouTube. And please subscribe if you like the content. Like, comment, let me know if there's anything more from Marin that I should check out, or any other artists that are kind of in the mental health space. That would be awesome. But let's get to the reaction. All right. I don't know anything about this artist, so going in blind. Hopefully it's good. The pig face and blood are a little concerning, but I'll give it a shot. All right, so first take, definitely not was what I was expecting, but man could play the guitar, that's for sure. Feels like a little bit of a classical influence. I think those are nylon strings. Um, I used to do some audio, kind of live audio engineering a long time ago. So I know a lot of musicians, and he definitely knows how to play. So I'm not a musician myself, but I definitely appreciate them. Let me go back just a second here and go from there. Okay, I don't want to interrupt too much, but so he can play, he can sing, for sure. Definitely has a good, I don't know, falsetto, I think they call it. Um, okay, so we'll just keep going.
Hi there, Ran. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ran, on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi, Ran. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately. And I've learned some new coping skills. So I have
Coping skills. I like it. Well, while I have it stopped, I just stopped because the coping skills bit, but uh, very interesting. Um, Sounds like there's two um, characters so far, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe some schizophrenia or something like that going on. We'll see. Hold on. All right.
And I've learned so many coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate. This time is different, man, trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not left over dinner, I'm not.
Okay. Hold on a second. So it does sound like it's a internal conflict going on in some way. The I am you, you are me, we're one. So definitely something internal. But then you got to kill you if you want to kill me. Also confirms that pretty harsh language. Definitely making a point, an artistic point. So moving. Um, yeah, let's get back to it. It's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting so far.
We are one, split in two, that makes one, so you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not left over dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys ran nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ran your...
Okay. Couple of things I'm noticing here. The guitar playing when he's kind of with the more aggressive tone. I'll use the term alter for sake if this is some dissociative identity disorder, DID. It's what they used to call multiple personality disorder. So if that's something that's going on here, in that case, we use the term alter. So alternate self, alternate identity. So it sounds like the more aggressive alter that kind of started the whole conversation with basically listen to me. When he's playing, it's definitely more of an aggressive scale or rhythm, and then when he switches to the more tame or calm alter, it's definitely a little bit more melodic and peaceful, less tension, I would say. But I mean, it's interesting so far. But it seems like the negative alter is really kind of pushing down and wanting to be in control, and the more tame alter is a little bit trying to build himself up, and so definitely, yeah, internal conflict going on there for sure. Definitely interesting. I need to go back a little bit because I got a little bit lost. It seems like there's some cool video effects going on too, with the light flickering when the aggressive alter is talking. and then the lights aren't flickering when the tame alter is going on. So yeah, let's keep watching.
But my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics, or stats. I never write hooks for the
Respectable.
radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in.
Yeah, so the person that one of my clients who had referred me to this definitely, I guess, falls into that bucket. They really related and appreciate his music, and they were pretty adamant about how influential he is. It's easy to see how it plays in the mental health space and that internal conflict going on. But yeah, that line struck me a little bit because I guess I can verify a little bit of that from my client recommending me this video.
But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ran, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song.
Okay, coming a little bit quick there. There was a line a little bit before that where the aggressive alter was talking about bringing perspective, and it's definitely something that I touch on a lot with my clients in counseling is being able to have a different perspective, to change your perspective is one of the most important things that you can do in a counseling setting. Getting locked into your perspective and your point of view can be really damaging at times, but it can also just keep you stuck in whatever you're in, whether it be depression, anxiety, or a myriad of other things, grief. Gaining any other perspective, even if it's one that you don't necessarily agree with, is really important to creating contrast so that you can use that contrast to change and make really a more informed decision, because now you see it two different ways and you can kind of choose which way you want to see it. Hopefully that makes sense, but yeah, let's keep going. But that line really kind of stuck out to me a little bit. Sorry I'm pausing so much, but there's a lot in here and he's speaking really quickly. But I am surprised also because he's obviously from the UK. I'm not sure exactly where in the UK. But being an American, the accents can be very difficult to understand at times. But I mean, I almost didn't even notice at first because it was so easy to understand and clear. So, got to give him props for that. His articulation is really strong. So let's go back a little bit.
Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious. Eminem did it. Played on guitar. Plan B did it. Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves, and I'll shake up the whole world beneath it.
So I'm going to go back a little bit here again, but yeah, that was really interesting little back and forth. Really kind of struck me a little bit as well. Breaking the fourth wall, basically talking about I love fourth wall stuff. If you've ever seen Deadpool, he's the master of breaking the fourth wall. Any of his films, Ryan Reynolds is really good at that. But when he's talking about real life, I'm not too much of a music aficionado. Obviously, I know who Eminem is. I don't know who Plan B is. Sorry to any Plan B fans out there. but there's obviously been other takes where people have had this internal dialogue going on, this internal conflict, the self-doubt versus self-assurance. So it really sounds like he's aware of that and he's calling it out. So um, instead of being called a copycat by social media or whatever, he's kind of calling himself out. So I really appreciate the awareness there. That's what struck out to me. So I just wanted kind of to call out the self-awareness to interesting way of handling it, really genuine. So all right, keep going. Sorry, keep pausing, but I guess that's what you want to hear from me.
Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves, and I'll shake up the whole world beneath us. That's right, speak your truth, your fucking god complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to ask for you, say it instead of downplay it. Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus. Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren. Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren. I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots, and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside.
Very theater right there.
Newsflash, I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason. Beheading all kings, I am sin.
All right, so something's building here. So I wanted to talk about it so I can take it all in. But it definitely seems like flipped a page here where that more aggressive alter is taking kind of center stage, but basically equates himself to sin. To be in the snake in Eden. So now we're kind of transitioning a little bit from internal dialogue to more of a spiritual or at least moral good versus evil component. So it's pretty interesting. Having outlook that's a kind of absolute good versus evil is a really we'll call it a double-edged blade, because on one end it sets things in one or the other. However, like I was saying before with the perspective, if you can't see the other perspective and you kind of blind yourself to the other perspective, what it does is it kind of gets you hyper focused on one or the other, and it can really bring out a lot of judgmental behavior and kind of prejudging people or disregarding them without hearing them out. You become more prone to offense if somebody says something that you have already kind of prejudged. So it can create a lot of easily offended and really kind of shut down dialogue between people when you start talking about good versus evil. So you have to be careful with that and how you do it. But it's definitely an interesting transition from inner struggle to kind of more of a big picture good versus evil here. So, but yeah, I'm in for it. Hold on. Let's go back a bit.
I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason. Beheading all kings, I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mephistopheles, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender. When standing in front of my solar eclipse, my name is stitched to your lips. So you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of end. I am you, you are me, I am you, friend.
Before he makes this next transition, I might have to go back and listen to that like a few more times before I can really kind of wrap my head around everything that he was saying there. But um, taking a step out of my kind of therapist hat for a second, just musically and lyrically, man, he just came up with. I know he wrote it, so he's not coming up with it on the fly or anything like that. But the number of kind of synonymous terms and examples of what the devil or evil is called, um, and he displayed several, which is just kind of impressive. The different ways that he was stating the same thing, but as the music was escalating, it just kind of kept building tension. And man, I kind of when I was younger, I used to hate any sort of like horror movie or scary movie or anything because I would get so terrified. But as I'm older, now I appreciate them. I watch them on occasion. My family enjoys them, so I can I really appreciate when a horror film or something like that kind of really builds up the tension. It draws me in. So as he was kind of scaling up uh, the tension there, um, I found myself kind of leaning in more and more. So yeah, really interesting. I mean, needless to say, I like it so far, but we're about a little over halfway, so we'll see how it goes.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking.
Well, let me go back a little bit.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the
Says
tide starts
change
turning,
half my
just
life
as sure
ill.
as the night has dawned, just as sure.
Is he talking about being mentally ill for half of his life? Um, I mean, by the look of him, he's, I don't know, late 20s, maybe 30, something like that. I don't know. Um, so that would take him from those like adolescent years all the way to where he is now. So basically spending his entire adulthood ill. So in some way or fashion, so interesting. Um, I really hope I mean, this isn't a space where he's using music as an artistic representation, and probably for him, it's a coping skill, um, as an outlet for expression, um, to process the mental health things that he's going through. So, but yeah, maybe more will play out here. Let's go back just a bit.
But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rain falls soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before.
So just I keep stopping it, but obviously he stood up, so he's not wheelchair bound. I wasn't sure up until that point, but pretty powerful to be seated the entire song so far, and then to stand up um, was moving for sure. And there was one other thing there slipping my mind. Let me go back.
Storm. I was made to be tested and twisted.
Oh yeah. Made to be tested and twisted, and then he says, "I was made by his hand." Um, so as he was talking about good versus evil, kind of displaying the more aggressive alter as uh, more like Satan and evil. Now he's um, the more tame alter, but expressing himself as being made by his hand. referring, I'm assuming, to God, biblically speaking, being made in his image, so made by his hand. So kind of definitely presenting the contrast and dichotomy involved with that here. So yeah, no, I'm interested to see where he takes this here.
The sure is the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope.
I was talking over him, but yeah, I think that's from the book of Revelation. Um, the the beast rising from the east on the ocean floor. I'm not sure exactly. I'd have to look it up, but definitely harkens me back to the book of Revelation. So yeah, definitely on that same theme. Doing it very well. Just the expressions on his face, you can really tell he's passionate, not only about the song but about the message. So yeah, I'm gonna rewind it just a little bit and we'll go again.
And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know
Sorry, I just need to take a moment. That last line. Um, the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope, I think is what he said. Um, as a mental health counselor, obviously, um, that topic of having thoughts to harm yourself or to take your own life are extremely important and very severe. And as a mental health counselor, we take those kind of statements real seriously, and for good reason. Unfortunately, I've been a counselor for a long time, and I've had clients who have gone through with that. You know, we call it a um, permanent solution to a temporary issue. So I just want to encourage you, if you're having thoughts like that, anything about hurting yourself, just remember time passes, things heal, things get better, things change. It's one of the only things in life that we can really depend on is that it changes. One of my favorite quotes, I attribute it to Benjamin Franklin, but I'm not exactly sure who wrote it or who said it, is um, change is inevitable, but growth takes effort. So the part there that change is inevitable, so things will change. And if you want to grow, if you want to change for the better, that's where it requires effort on your part, on our part, on my part for myself. So just kind of remember that quote just came to me when I heard that. But yeah, any type of thoughts of self-harm, get help, talk to somebody, don't keep it inside, and remember that pain and things like that, it's temporal. It passes, it changes. So don't make a permanent change to something that's going to change on its own, one way or the other. So anyway, let's get back to it. But yeah, sorry, that just really struck me. Um, it made me think of a client that I had that did take his own life. So, all right.
Many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? 'Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So coward the man I've become, when I sing from the top of my lungs, that I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspired by me to be strong. And when I am gone I will rise, in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate to different sides.
As he's going here, sorry to pause it, but man, he just started singing there out of the blue. Really caught me off guard. Man, what a beautiful voice. Really talented. Obviously, playing the guitar the whole time. As he's basically rapping, I guess you might want to call it, and then transitioning to singing. I mean, the way his articulation, I bet he's a pretty, I don't know if he raps or anything like that, but I bet he's a pretty good rapper if he does, because man, he really has some good articulation as he's going back and forth, and but then busting out the singing. Whew, man, just a great voice. And he was singing in that falsetto at the beginning of the song. It was beautiful, but it had kind of like a somber tone. Man, the tone here, he's kind of doing the same thing, but the tone is like uplifting. Like I want to use the term like overcoming. Like he's grown. He's past the hurt. Like, and it's interesting because he presents that view of the devil, of the evil side, and then chooses to present that first, and then he presents the good, the hope, second. And that's an artistic choice, but it really makes you go from thinking about the bad to thinking about the good. It sounds like that's maybe where he's ending off. I mean, there's still a lot more of the song left. I thought it was almost over, but so we'll see what he does with it. But yeah, it sounds like I guess what I'm trying to say is I appreciate the choice to start with evil and then end with the hope and the good. And then the tone of the singing is really more uplifting, almost like a conqueror's march, or not march really, but like a ballad, or like redemption song kind of thing. I don't know. All right, we'll keep going. I'm just taking it back a little bit. So.
When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got
Okay. Um, wow, really powerful to be looking at the camera like he is, really engaging it, drawing you in, starting from kind of a place all adults can relate to. 17 years old, wanting to conquer evil. So it harkens me back to that dichotomy of good versus evil and how black and white they can be, but if you get too stuck in them, you can be really judgmental and um, end up being really harsh on people and harsh on yourself for mistakes. And anyway, but then he went into psychosis. So that word struck me because obviously, as a mental health counselor, psychosis is um, seeing things that aren't there, um, having some sort of um, real mental issues. So if that's true in his life, if he's gone through that kind of thing, he said he had been ill half his life. Uh, if he has been dealing with psychosis, it's rough. But then also he said autoimmunity. My wife's a nurse, so autoimmunity issues are really severe. It's basically when the body kind of starts attacking itself in some form or fashion. They're really hard to stop. I'm curious as to what autoimmune issue he might have had, and the psychosis. Very interesting. So I'll rewind it a little bit, but I just that really I wanted to call that out.
blank canvas that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims
Psychological
and there were
warfare.
students. It wasn't David versus Goliath, it was a
Okay.
pendulum, eternally swaying.
Hold on. Interesting terms there, psychological warfare. So I don't know if he's talking about like social propaganda, those kind of things, or if he's still talking about the good versus evil, like spiritual battle. So anyway, interesting thoughts there about that. And then he mentioned, um, what was it? Hold on.
In psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were
Victims
students.
and students.
It wasn't David.
So it took me a second. Um, people take a victim stance in different things. Um, he says there's no winners and losers. There's victims and there's students. So the victims thing caught me off guard a little bit, but then when you juxtapose that against students, students are people who want to learn. And that's a really powerful um, um, contrast. So he articulates it very well because a victim stays a victim. They don't they don't change, they don't grow. They stay victimized. But if you change that perspective a little bit and you see that um, challenge in life, that difficult time in life, as something to kind of go after, to learn from, then you're a student. So yeah, that's interesting. I really like that. That's a I'll probably use that in a session someday. But yeah, being a victim versus being a student. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, take it back.
Psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath, it was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more
Interesting.
intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast.
Hmm.
It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance.
Okay, so it wasn't a battle for him to win. He kind of started off this this outro. I don't know what you want to call it. Um, saying that he wanted to defeat the forces of evil, but it sounds like from being 17, maybe he's 27 now, because he said 10 years. And maybe the half of his life earlier in the song was like an estimate. Um, 10 years afterwards, it's not it's not a battle to win anymore. It's not conquering evil. The pendulum, light and dark, maybe striking balance. No, that's interesting. Okay, take it back a little bit more here.
Dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast.
That's good imagery right there.
It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got.
The
The more I
dance.
cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older,
Yeah,
and I learned to relax. And I learned to soften, and that dance got easier.
yeah,
It is
that
this
makes sense.
eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
Is that it? Yeah. Oh man. Um, all right. Well, that was Ren. Hi, Ren. Um, Man, amazing. Just really, really well put together, artistic, talented, musically. Um, the message behind it about the struggle with internal conflict and how that bleeds into moral conflict, good versus evil, and how that bleeds into finding a balance. Sometimes it's not about getting like healed or cure or 100% recovery or better or um, being done with depression, anxiety. A lot of times it's about developing coping skills and being able to manage those things better and better so that they don't impact your life negatively as much. So, it's really interesting music videos. 9 minutes, but man, it was packed. It was really packed. When I saw it was 9 minutes initially, I didn't really know what to expect, but no, he used the time very well. Yeah, so those are my initial thoughts on it. I'll probably give it a little bit more thought. Um, Watch it a couple more times for sure. But if you're watching, my client, thank you for the recommendation. It's awesome. Really good. I'm glad that you showed it to me. If you can think of anything else like this that might be interesting, please let me know. And anybody watching here on the YouTubes, is there anything else from Ren that kind of speaks the same way or shows anything else that might be interesting for me to watch? Let me know in the comments below. That'd be great. Or any other artists that have impacted you in a mental health space, or films, or any pop culture, or people in your life, um, or experiences that you've had with mental health. Let me know in the comments below. I'd like to interact with you. Um, Also, I stream live on Twitch. I'm a gamer, so I game, but I provide mental health advice while I'm gaming. It's kind of why I got into it, just to kind of bridge those two worlds. But definitely a space as he's kind of bridging the music world and mental health. I can appreciate that. So yeah, let me know what you think. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Obviously, I'm a very small channel, so um, any help goes a long way. I appreciate it, and thank you.